Futurists, I look at not just AI, but a whole bunch of other things. And I came across this article, which was a few weeks ago, about Australia and our renewables. And it said, the coal generation's fading. And the article said this: 90% of Australia's coal generation will be gone in 10 years. 10 years from now, and then we get the rest of it within a decade. Okay, so let's interpret that. Let's be really bold and interpret that as saying in 10 years time we'll be 90% renewables. I know that's not what it says, but let's pretend that's the case. Let's be optimistic and say in 10 years time we're 90% renewables. So I thought that's really interesting. That's pretty good, right? In 10 years to go from where we are now to that point, that's pretty good. So I thought, let me do some research and see how we compare with the rest of the world. And so I did some research using ChatGPT and then verifying the results. There are 7 countries in the world that are already more than 90% powered by renewables. Let's do this as a quick question here. I would like you to have a guess what any of those 7 countries is. Can you just type it in the chat, please? Sweden? No, none of the Nordic countries fall within the top 7. Any others? Obviously, you can use Google and ChatGPT to do this. China? No, China's not one of the top 20. India's not one of the top 20. Iceland is one of the top 20, but not top 7. Singapore and the US, Australia, New Zealand, no, none of them are in the top 20. Costa Rica, Netherlands, Dubai, Germany. None of these are in the top 20, except for, as I said, Iceland. Doha, which is UAE, is not. No. Doha's Qatar. It's not. No. Philippines is not. China is not. Okay. Let me not keep you in suspenders any longer. So, number 7 is Ethiopia. Number 6, Central African Republic. Number 5 is Uganda, Gabon, and these other countries. Okay, so we as sometimes as patronizing Westerners, these are the countries that we call developing countries, third world countries. If you're the president of the United States, you call them shithole countries, excuse the French. But these are the countries which are currently leading the way in renewable energy use. And somebody said Iceland. Iceland's further down the list. Number 13 is the first, what we call Western developed first world country that appears on the list. And none of the other top 20 are in that category, in the Western countries. So I'm sharing this not just to share an interesting fact, but I'm really interested to know why you think that might be the case. Can I just ask you to type in the chat why you think that might be the case, that these African countries are the highest in renewable energy use? And then I'll make the link to AI. Any guesses? Any guesses at all about why that might be the case? So I've asked a couple of people recently around this. So Victoria says consumerism. So I will say, by the way, that we don't know yet the correct answer to this. So all these guesses are fine. Could be weather, necessity, access to resources, lots of sun. Australia is one of the sunniest countries in the world. We're not even close. By the way, we are about 35% at the moment, 33 to 35%. Yeah, so Peter and Gareth said something which I think is the real reason. And Julian said a similar thing: less infrastructure, critical infrastructure expense. So a really big part of this, and it's really important, is that it's not that we don't want to do it. Well, some people definitely in Australia don't want to do it, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is that we've got so much that we've got these built assets. We've got so many sunk costs that it's difficult to say, let's just make it happen. Let's just click our fingers and make it happen.